Hi guys, good day. It's me, Teacher MJ. Our topic for today class, it's all about finding the vertex, the opening of parabola, the domain, the range, the axis of symmetry, the x-intercept, and the y-intercept. So without further ado, let's do this topic. So we do have two examples class for you to really understand how to solve this one. So we have f of x equals x squared plus 4x plus 3, and the other example, we have f of x equals negative x squared minus 2x plus 8. So we have an example for positive x squared and we have an example for negative x squared. Once again class, the opening of parabola, it could be upward or downward. So if you have positive number before x squared, the parabola opens upward. If you have negative number, your parabola opens downward. But do not be worried class, we will explain this one step by step. So let's focus first class on the first example. Okay, so let me erase this one, the second example. Alright, so this first example class, f of x equals x squared plus 4x plus 3. You can also write this one as y equals x squared plus 4x plus 3. So that's the same class. F of x is equals to y. That's actually the same. So y equals x squared plus 4x plus 3. Alright, so let's start with the opening of parabola class. Now, if your a is greater than 0, your parabola opens upward class. So your graph will look like this. Alright, so it opens upward. Now, if a is less than 0, your parabola opens downward. So your graph will look like this class if your a is less than 0. So that's the thing there about the opening of parabola. So you need to determine the value of a first for you to find the opening of parabola. So do you still remember class in getting the value of a? The standard form of quadratic function. So this is the standard form of quadratic function. That would be y is equals to ax squared plus bx plus c. So in our example class, y equals x squared plus 4x plus 3. So the value of a is beside x squared. As you can see, a is beside x squared. So the value of a, if you didn't see any number beside x squared, understood that there's one here. So understood that there's one. So therefore, our a is 1. Our b is beside x. Our b is 4. And our c is 3. So in this example, our number 1, a is 1. So is 1 greater than 0 or less than 0? That's correct. 1 is greater than 0. So therefore, our parabola opens upward. Once again, class, if your a is greater than 0, your parabola opens upward. Now, since our a is 1, therefore 1 is greater than 0, our parabola opens upward. So, the opening of parabola, we'll just put OP class, opening of parabola, that would be upward. Okay? Our first answer for the opening of parabola, that is upward. Easy, right? For the opening of parabola. Alright, so we're done with the opening of parabola. So next step is we need to determine the vertex. Now, how will you determine the vertex, sir? So now, to get the vertex class is you need to find the value of h and k. So once again, the vertex, that would be h and k. Alright, so to find the vertex, we have the formula class for h. So the formula of h, that would be h is equals to negative b over 2a. So that's the formula class in getting the value of h. So negative b over 2a. And our b is 4. So copy negative sign. Once again class, in the formula it says negative b over 2a. So copy first the negative sign because it's already in the formula and the value of b is 4. So once again class, our b is 4 in this equation beside x. So copy negative sign, then 4 over 2, then our a is 1. So if you have 2a, it means 2 times a. Once again class, 2 times a is just the same with 2a. Because 2 times a, that is 2a. So this is 2 times our a is 1. 2 times 1. Alright, so this will be h equals negative 4 divided by 2 times 1. That is 2. And negative 4 divided by 2. So negative 4 divided by 2, that is negative 2. Once again, if you're dividing unlike signs, negative 4, positive 2, the answer is negative. Then 4 divided by 2, that is 2. Dividing unlike signs, class, the answer is always negative. So the answer is negative 2. So the vertex, the h is negative 2. Alright, so we have negative 2 for h. Alright, and to find k, so we do have two options, class, to find k. First is you can just once again, class, we do have two options to find k. First is you can simply substitute this negative 2 from the equation, because h and k, class, it's actually the same with x and y. Okay, so once again, h and k is actually the same with x and y. So if your x is negative 2, once again, h is x and your x is negative 2, you can simply substitute negative 2 from this equation to find y. Okay, let me explain that. So let me copy this equation. Y equals x squared plus 4x plus 3. So to find k, you can use this h, negative 2. Okay, substitute this negative 2 from x, then you can find y. So y equals, x is negative 2 because it says x is equals to h, and then your h is negative 2. So just change this x, class, into negative 2. This is negative 2, then squared, plus 4, then x is negative 2, plus 3. So y equals negative 2 times negative 2. Once again, class, negative 2 squared, it doesn't mean negative 2 times 2, it means negative 2 times negative 2. So negative 2 times negative 2, that is positive 4. Alright, so this is negative 2 times negative 2, that's positive 4. Positive 4 times negative 2, that's negative 8. Then plus 3. Alright, so positive 4 times negative 2, that's negative 8 plus 3. So if you're confused with this one, class, unlike signs, so the thing that we will do for you not to be confused, we need to arrange, class. Okay, let's arrange. We have positive 4, then positive 3, then negative 8. So arrange, class, for you not to be confused. So positive 4, positive 3. So we have positive 4, positive 3, then negative 8. So this will be y equals 4 plus 3, that is 7 minus 8. So 7 minus 8, y is equals to 7 minus 8, class. If the signs are not the same, we have positive 7, negative 8, subtract, then copy the sign of the larger number. So 8 minus 7, that is 1. 8 is greater than 7, so we copy the sign, negative 1. So once again, 7 minus 8, that's negative 1. So that's the value of your k, class, because k is equals to y, and your y is equals to negative 1. Alright, that's the first solution, class, to find k. Second solution, class, is you can use this formula. You can use this formula, class, to find k. Let's check if we have the same answer for k. So the formula in getting the k, so k equals, okay, this is the formula, 4ac minus b squared all over 4a. So 4ac minus b squared all over 4a. So you can use this formula, class, to find k. So it depends on you which do you prefer, because if I will be the one who will answer this one, I will just get the h and then substitute this value from the y function, this one. But if you're confused with that one, go ahead, class. Just use h and k formula. So to get k, copy 4. So 4 times our a is 1. So once again, 4ac, it means 4 times a times c. Our a is 1 times 1. Then our c is 3 times 3. Minus our b is 4. So 4 then squared. Minus then b is 4 then squared. All over 4a, it means 4 times our a is 1. So this will be 4 times 1, that is 4, times 3, that is 12, minus 4 times 4, once again, class, copy minus sign, then 4 times 4, once again, class, 4 squared, it doesn't mean 4 times 2, it means 4 times 4. So 4 times 4, that is 16. Over 4 times 1, that is 4. So this will be 12 minus 16. So 12 minus 16, if the signs are not the same, we have positive 12, then negative 16, subtract, then copy the sign of the larger number. So 16 minus 12, that is 4. Now 16 is greater than 12, so we copy the negative sign. So once again, 12 minus 16, that is negative 4 divided by 4. And negative 4 divided by 4, what's the answer, class? Negative 4 divided by 4. That's correct. So our k is, so negative 4 divided by 4, and our k is negative 1. So negative divided by positive is negative, 4 divided by 4 is 1. So k is negative 1. Same answer, class. Alright, so same answer. H is negative 2 and k is negative 1. So that's how you find the vertex, class. So the vertex, that would be h and k, and that would be negative 2 and negative 1. Easy, right? For the vertex. So you pause the video, class. I will be erasing this one. Alright, I hope you understand that one, class, to find the h and k. Alright, so next step is we need to find the axis of symmetry. Now the axis of symmetry, class, is actually a line who divides the parabola. Now if your parabola opens up and down, the formula of the axis of symmetry, once again, class, we do have a parabola, it opens right and left. But if your parabola opens up and down, so upward and downward, so the formula of the axis of symmetry, I will just put AOS, class, axis of symmetry. The formula, it says, axis of symmetry, that would be x is equals to h. That's it, class. X is equals to h. That's how you find the axis of symmetry equation. X is equals to h. So, copy x, then equals, our h value is negative 2. So once again, class, to get the axis of symmetry, because our parabola opens upward, so our parabola opens upward because our a is greater than 0, so our a is 1. So parabola opens upward. To get the axis of symmetry, the equation, that would be x equals h. Alright, x is equals to h. So copy x equals, our h is negative 2. That's it, class. Copy x equals, then get the value of your h, which is negative 2. That's the axis of symmetry. This one, class. This is the axis of symmetry. So let me box our answer. We have upward. We have negative 2 and negative 1 for vertex. And this will be the answer of axis of symmetry. Alright, so next step is we're done with vertex, the opening of parabola. Let's find we're done with the axis of symmetry. Now to find the dominant range, we will grab that later on. Let's find first the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Okay, let's start with the x-intercept. So to find the x-intercept, so once again, x-intercept. So let me erase this part, because I hope you understand this one, opening of parabola. So let me erase this part, because we need to have a solution for the x-intercept. Alright, so we need to do it, class, step by step for you to really understand this one. So x-intercept. Let's start with x-intercept. So to find x-intercept, you let y equal to 0. So to find x-intercept, you let y be equal to 0. So let y equal to 0. So copy this equation, y equals x squared plus 4x plus 3. Alright, so y equals x squared plus 4x plus 3. Just simply let your y equal to 0. So instead of y, you write 0 plus. Substitute 0 from y value. Once again, class, to get the x-intercept, you let y equal to 0. So this y becomes 0. Equals x squared plus 4x plus 3. So you need to find the value of x. You can do that one, class, by factoring. Okay, in this scenario, we can find the value of x by factoring. So copy 0 equals. So this to remember, class, about factoring. So once again, if you want to learn more about factoring, I will just put the link in the description down below with regards to factoring. So in factoring, class, to get the value of x, because we have a trinomial, we have a quadratic equation. So we have x squared plus 4x plus 3. So to factor this out, of course, you put 2 parentheses. You put 2x. Okay, once again, 2 parentheses. Then you put 2x. Okay, let me just make it. Okay, I hope you see this one, class. Y equals x squared plus 4x plus 3. So to factor this out, you put 2 parentheses. Then you put 2x. Alright, so you check this number, class. This number 3. So you find two numbers that when you multiply the two numbers, you will get 3. At the same time, when you combine the two numbers, you will get positive 4. Of course, there would be 1 and 3, right? Now you'll be asking, why is that, sir? Because if you multiply 1 and 3, 1 times 3, that is 3. If you combine 1 and 3, 1 plus 3, 1 plus 3, that is 4. So once again, class, to factor this out, you find two numbers that when you multiply the two numbers, you will get 3. When you combine, you will get positive 4. And the answer, that would be 1 and 3. Because 1 times 3, that is 3. If you combine 1 plus 3, so 1 plus 3, that is 4. So therefore, our factors will be x plus 1, we have positive 1, and positive 3. Once again, class, we let our y equal to 0. Y is equals to 0. Alright, so to get the value of x, you equate this one, class, into 0. I know that you know this one, class, because we are already done in factoring before going to this topic, quadratic function. So find the value of x, equate into 0. So this will be x plus 1 equals 0. And the other one, x plus 3 equals 0. So to get the value of x, you transpose this 1 from left to right. Okay, this is positive 1. You transpose that 1. X will be negative 1. So in this scenario for positive 3, this is positive 3. You transpose 3 from left to right. This is positive. It will be negative 3. And that's it, class. That would be our x-intercept. Alright, so therefore, class, our graph will pass through negative 1 and negative 3. So we will graph that later on, class, for our x-intercept. Alright, so let me write it here. Our x-intercept. Okay, x-intercept. So that would be x equals negative 1. Okay, I hope you still see this one. X equals negative 1. So x-intercept, that would be x equals negative 1 and x equals negative 3. Alright, so x-intercept, that would be x equals negative 1 and x equals negative 3. So let me erase this one, class. You can actually, for the x-intercept, class, you can actually write this one as, okay, we don't have enough space, class. For negative 1, you can write this one as, okay, so we can write this one as ordered pair. So this will be x is negative 1, so this will be negative 1. Since we let our y equal to 0, okay, once again, our y is equal to 0, and the ordered pair, class, still remember the ordered pair, that would be x and y for the ordered pair of points. So we have negative 1 for x, and our y is 0. So it depends on your teacher, class, because there are some teachers that they will advise you to write your x-intercept into ordered pair. So no problem, x is negative 1, so negative 1, and your y is 0. And the other one, we have x equals negative 3, then your y is 0. That's it, class. You can write this x-intercept, this one, x equals negative 1 or x equals negative 3. Now, if your teacher will tell you to write your x-intercept into ordered pair, into points, this will be your answer, class. Negative 1, 0, because you let y equal to 0. Negative 1, 0, negative 3, 0. Either of these two, class, this will be acceptable. Alright, so this will be our x-intercept. Now, let's find the y-intercept. Y-intercept. Easy, class, for the y-intercept. Let's find y-intercept. Now, to find the x-intercept, you let y equal to 0, right? To find the x-intercept, you let y equal to 0, right? Now, to find the y-intercept, you let x equal to 0. Alright, it will be reversed, class. So once again, when you find the x-intercept, you let y equal to 0. Therefore, to find the y-intercept, you let x equal to 0. So copy the equation. That will be y equals x squared plus 4x plus 3. So this will be y equals, just make this x, class, into 0. Once again, let x equal to 0. Just simply substitute this x by 0. So instead of x, you make it 0. So this will be 0 squared plus 4. Then our x is 0 times 0 plus 3. Alright, so this will be y equals, so 0 times 0. So 0 times 0, that is 0. Plus 4 times 0, that is 0. Plus 3. So this will be y equals 0 plus 0 is 0 plus 3, that is 3. That's the y-intercept class. Y-intercept, that would be y equals to 3. Easy, right, for the y-intercept? So once again, you let x equal to 0. Just simply substitute this x value into 0. So 0 times 0, that is 0. 4 times 0, once again, x is 0. So you can actually cancel this out, class, because 0 times 0 is 0. 4 times 0 is 0, so you can just simply cancel this out and copy 3. So our y-intercept, class, is 3. Y is equals to 3. That's the y-intercept. Easy, right, for the y-intercept? So you pause the video, class. I will be erasing this one, and we're almost done. We will be finding the domain and range. Alright, so... okay, let me copy the x-intercept again. So the y-intercept... so y-intercept... y-intercept, that's equals to y equals positive 3. Y equals positive 3. Now to write that in the ordered pair, once again, if the teacher will advise you to write your y-intercept into ordered pair, so you let x equal to 0. Once again, class, the ordered pair, it means x and y. So x and y, so our x is 0 because we let x equal to 0. So our x is 0 and our y is positive 3. So that's the answer, class, of the y-intercept. A while ago, for the x-intercept, this is 0, then negative 1, and 0, then negative 3. Alright, so almost done. We will be finding the domain and range. But before finding the domain and range, class, is we need to graph this one for you to really understand how to find the domain and range. So let's graph. Okay, let's check, class, if our graph really passes through this x-intercept and y-intercept. So let's graph. Just remember, class, in graphing this one, I hope you remember this one, class, how to plot points. Alright, so let's graph. Quite complicated, right? So I hope you're still with me, class. So this is 1, then 2, 3, 4. So once again, this will be our x-axis, and this will be our y-axis. So x-axis and y-axis. We don't have enough space, I will just put x. So for the x-axis, of course, there will be positive numbers to the right and negative numbers to the left. Alright. In our y-axis, positive numbers upward and negative numbers downward. Alright, so let's start. When we graph this one, class, is we will be starting at the vertex. So our vertex is negative 2 and negative 1. So negative 2 and negative 1. What will be that quadrant, class? Negative 2 for x and negative 1 for y. Of course, if it's negative, negative, that would be quadrant 3. So negative 2 for x. Once again, this is x and y. H and k for the vertex. Negative 2 for x. Negative 1 for y. So negative 2 for x. Negative 1 for y. So negative 2 and negative 1. So negative 2 and negative 1. That's it. This will be our vertex, class. Once again, negative 2 for x and negative 1 for y. I hope you see this one, class. Negative 2 for x, negative 1 for y. So this will be our vertex. Now, since our parabola opens upward, so our parabola opens like this, it opens upward. Now, our y-intercept, class, okay, y-intercept, that is 0, 3. So let's plot this point, 0, 3. So that would be x is 0, then y is positive 3. So x is 0, so you will start at the origin since this is 0. Once again, class, this origin here, it is 0 and 0. So x is 0, starting from the origin, then y is positive 3. So this will be our y-intercept. Alright. And our x-intercept, it says negative 1. So 0, then negative 1. So 0, then x is negative 1. So this will be negative 1. Once again, 0, then x is negative 1. So, no, sorry, this is negative 1, then 0. Okay. My apology, class. This is negative 1. X is negative 1. And we let our y equal to 0. So this will be negative 1, then 0. This is not 0, negative 1. It should be negative 1, then 0. Okay, so this should be -1, then 0, because we let y equal to 0, right? And the ordered pair, that would be x and y. Okay, my apology, class. It should be -1 and 0, and the other one, it should be -3 and 0. Alright, so x is -1, then y is 0. So -1 for x, and y is 0, so we will not move up and down. Once again, we will not move up and down because our y is 0. So this will be the point, -1. Okay, so let me label this one because our vertex is -2, then -1. The x-intercept, this is -1, then 0. And the other one, we have -3 and 0. Okay, this is -3 and 0. Alright, so all set, class. We have our vertex, we have our x-intercept, -1, 0, and -3, 0, and the y-intercept, 0, 3. So if you connect this one, class, once again, our parabola passes through this x-intercept and the y-intercept. So if you graph this one, this will be our graph. Alright, so that would be our graph, class. Of course, it will continue. So I will just put it here, the arrow, because we don't have enough space. So our graph, class, it will actually continue. Alright, so that's it. Our graph will extend upwards. So it goes upwards and it will extend, class. Now to find the domain, so let's find the domain, class. Domain. Alright, now to find the domain, class, since our graph will extend, okay, it will go big and big to the right and to the left. So our x values will be included. All of the x values, class, will be included. -4, -5, -6, -6, -7, -8. Once again, class, the domain, it means the x values. Once again, the domain, class, it means the x values. Now, since your graph will extend, okay, it will extend going to the infinity, positive infinity, and to the left, it will be negative infinity. So if your graph, class, it will extend like this, it will go high. So -1, positive 1, 2, 3, 4, positive 5 will be included, and so on. So always remember this one, class, that the domain answer, it should be all real numbers. Just remember this one, class. The domain answer, it should be all real numbers. So our answer for the domain, that would be all real numbers. So that's the answer, class, for the domain. Now you will be asking, sir, why is it all real numbers? Because if your graph, class, will extend, okay, if your graph will extend, if you draw this one, all of the numbers from the x-axis on the right and the x-axis on the left will be included. Why is that, sir? Because your graph will extend. Okay, it will go up this infinity, positive infinity, if you draw this one, and this, negative infinity, and this one on the right, that will be positive infinity. So positive 5, positive 6, positive 7, positive 10, positive 11, and so on. All positive numbers will be included because your graph will extend to the right and to the left. So that's why you have all real numbers. Or you can write this one from negative, in interval notation, you can write this one as negative infinity. So once again, if it's negative infinity, you use parentheses, negative infinity. Okay, this is the symbol of infinity, class. Negative infinity. Okay, up to positive infinity. Alright, so that's the domain, class. Negative infinity up to positive infinity, or you can just simply write all real numbers. All real numbers. All real numbers. All real numbers. Alright, so let's have the range. So the range, class, if your A, very easy for range, class. If your A is greater than 0, so the answer of range, that would be y is greater than or equal to k. If your A is less than 0, so if your A is less than 0, so let me just write it here. If your A is less than 0, your answer will be y less than or equal to negative k. Now, is our A less than 0 or greater than 0? That's correct. Our A is greater than 0 because our A is positive 1. So we will be using this equation. Y is greater than or equal to k. So to find range, that would be y is greater than or equal to k. And our k, what is the value of our k, class? That's correct, that's negative 1. So our range, that would be y is greater than or equal to k is negative 1. Negative 1. That's it, class. This will be our answer for range. Now, if we want to explain this one, y is greater than or equal to negative 1, why is that, sir? Now, your range value, class, that's actually the value of the y values. Once again, range is the y values. Now, why you have negative greater than or negative 1? Greater than or equal to negative 1? Because starting from negative 1 for your y, once again, class, your y is negative 1, starting from negative 1 up to positive numbers. So we have y is greater than, okay? So y is greater than or equal to negative 1. Why is that, sir? Because you can have y greater than negative 1. It could be y could be 2, y could be 3, y could be 4, y could be 5. Because our parabola opens upward, it goes to positive infinity. So that's why you have y is greater than or equal to negative 1. Because the value of your y here, you can have positive 1, you can have positive 2, you can have positive 3. Because positive 3 is greater than negative 1. And our y values, it goes upward. So just remember this one, class. In our graph, starting from negative 1, it goes to positive infinity. So that's why you have y greater than or equal to negative 1. Why is it equal, sir? Because you start at negative 1. Negative 1 is included. Or in infinity, class, in interval notation, you can write this one as from negative 1. So once again, from negative 1 up to positive infinity. So from negative 1, you can write this one from negative 1. You use bracket because negative 1 is included. We have negative symbol. Once again, class, in quadratic inequality, if you have greater than or equal, you will use brackets. So we have greater than or equal. So negative 1 is included up to positive infinity. So positive infinity, you use parentheses for infinity. Alright, so all set, class. This will be our y values. That's it, class. Finding the vertex, the opening of parabola, the domain, the range, the axis of symmetry, the x-intercept, and the y-intercept. So I hope you learned something new today, class. If you like this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. You share it to your friends and to your classmates so that we can help more students. Once again, this is Teacher MJ, class. Have a great day. Bye-bye.